What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Decoder, and welcome back to another Yugituber ruling quiz. Today, I have one of the people that you have been requesting to have back on the show, more so than anyone, and we have Mr. Joseph Rothschild, aka MBT. How you doing, buddy?
I've been better. I'm a little concerned because, as you all know, I'm known for my breadth of Yu-Gi-Oh! Understanding. Through 10-minute testing, I've encountered almost every archetype there is. I'm not very well known for my depth of understanding. Anything longer than a sentence and my eyes sort of glaze over, as evidenced by the fact that I think I got, 5 out of 8 on an archetype full of monsters I've been playing since I was 11. So very excited to see what we're doing today.
All right, so I did not tell Joseph what deck he was doing a quiz for today. However, I will tell you now that it is indeed an archetype that you have done a 10-minute testing for before.
That does not narrow it down.
It is one of your 10-minute testings that was, how do you say, more controversial. Today we're doing Ghostrick rulings. Oh. Joseph, I am making you read all those cards that you refused to put in that Ghostrick deck. You're going to have to read them and see if you know actual Ghostrick rulings.
What's the over-under on this one? 1, 2? What do you think? What are you going to do? Ask me how you win the game with Angel of Mischief? What on earth could these things possibly do in terms of ruling issues?
All right, so Joseph is underestimating the Ghostricks. Well, we are going to see. I'm going to be asking you a series of 8 ruling questions, all pertaining to Ghostricks, but this time around, you are allowed 2 lifelines. The first lifeline that you can use is if you need a reminder about something that you would be able to ask a judge, you can use your Ask a Judge lifeline, and I will give you the reminder that you asked for. The other lifeline that you can use is the question lifeline. If you are torn between one or multiple different answers, you can poll the Twitch chat about what answer they think is correct. You are our third guest and no one has used it so far. I am certain that you, someone who is well versed with how intelligent the Twitch chat can be, I'm sure you will end up using it today.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if there's one thing that I think that this channel needs more of, it's chatting.
So without further ado, Joseph, are you ready to get into the Ghostrick ruling question number 1? You ready?
Oh, yeah, yes.
All right, let's get into question number 1. So here, you control a face-up Ghostrick Alucard. Your opponent controls a face-down Subterror Final Battle. You'll use the effect of Ghostrick Alucard, detaching a material, targeting your opponent's Subterror Final Battle, to which they chain their Subterror Final Battle. How does the effect of the Ghostrick Alucard resolve in this chain after the final battle resets itself?
That's a really neat question. So this should be a really easy answer because, as we all know, if you target a set card with Alucard and they flip it up, maybe it doesn't go to the graveyard or something. But Final Battle is, I believe, not an illegal target at the time of resolution because that setting face down is still part of the card's effect. And by the time we get to Alucard's point in the chain, it'll be a card that he theoretically could pop.
The reason why you're talking about this specifically is because Alucard says to target a set card your opponent controls and destroy that target specifically, right?
So the question is just going to be, you activate a card and then it goes back face down. Is it still that target? I'm actually... Listen.
Talk shit about Ghostrick. Question 1 has you in a pickle, bro.
I will say I did not have high hopes upon hearing Ghostrick, but just like sometimes you load into Master Duel and you get sauced by a Bish Balk in FTK, sometimes you can't just help but feel a little bit like you are impressed by the outplay.
I hate you.
I am going to say that I think that it doesn't, right? It just seems to me like the card flipping up changes what the card is, and Ghostrick Alucard wouldn't, necessarily be able to. It's just too funny. If I was in a tournament, I could look at the Subterror Final Battle after my opponent sets it face down. I'd be like, oh, where's the Final Battle? They'd have to disclose it. I could read the text of it. I feel like even though the back row is kind of a hidden information zone, you do get some leeway as to what cards are. So I am going to say, yeah, you know what? You can destroy the card because it sets itself back face down.
So that is your final answer. Ghostrick Alucard will destroy the final battle. And Joseph, you are Incorrect. Here, the Subterra final battle will reset itself face down, and the Ghostrick Alucard does not still view that Subterra final battle as being that target, so the Ghostrick Alucard will resolve without effect and will not successfully destroy the Subterra final battle that was reset here.
But wouldn't it be funny if it did?
It would be very funny if it did. We are going to go into question number 2. Are you ready for question number 2, Joseph?
Go for it.
All right, let's run it with question number 2. So here, you control 2 copies of Ghostrick So Cute Boss, both of which have already activated and resolved their effects. Now here, these 2 zones, represented by tokens, are the zones that have been blocked by the effects of each of the So Cute Boss. Your opponent is going to activate a face-down Raigeki Break, discarding Alec, male branch of the Burning Abyss. They're going to be destroying one of your Ghostrick So Cute Boss, and then the Alec is going to be activating in the graveyard in order to negate your other So Cute Boss. After this has resolved, how many of your opponent's main monster zones are they able to use?
Okay, so the answer that would be very funny is 1. Obviously, it's not. You need to control a Ghostrick for it to be on, right? It's not like one Ghostrick does one card and one does the other. I think I actually know the answer to this one.
Okay.
So that effect of So Cute Boss isn't like a continuous effect that constantly applies as long as So Cute Boss is on the field or whatever. It's a lingering effect that just applies forever at the resolution of that effect. So I'm going to say that both of these zones remain unusable.
Is that your final answer, Joseph?
Final answer.
Without even hesitating, Joseph, you are correct. Both zones will remain unusable here. And the reason why is because, as you explained, it is a lingering effect that once it's applied, it continues to be applied. It's not a continuous effect that is constantly checking whether or not the effect is active. So both zones, regardless of the So Cute Boss being removed from the field or negated, those zones will continue to remain unusable. Currently 1 for 2. You're 50-50 so far. 6 more questions to go. Are you ready to get into question number 3?
Absolutely.
Let's run it with question number 3. So here you control a Ghostrick Neko Musume and a Ghostrick Lantern. Your opponent has a set Raigeki Break, and in their hand, they have 2 copies of Link Slayer. So your opponent is going to special summon their Link Slayer, and the effect of your Ghostrick Neko Musume is going to activate. At this point, your opponent is going to chain to your Ghostrick Neko Musume using their Raigeki Break, discarding Link Slayer, targeting the Neko Musume to destroy it. After the Raigeki Break has resolved to destroy the Neko Musume, how does the effect of Neko Musume resolve?
I feel like I have to be missing something here. So in order to activate the effect, you have to control another Ghostrick monster, which you do. In order to resolve the effect, you have to control another Ghostrick monster, which you probably do. Lantern's still on the field, but another might imply that you still need to control the Neko Musume. To complicate things, you've activated Raigeki Break, which destroys, and as we all know, that also negates effects.
It's like Mystical Space Typhoon, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to outthink myself. I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to say that at point of activation, you control another Ghostrick monster, that's Lantern. At point of resolution, you control another Ghostrick monster, which is Lantern. And so at resolution, Neko Musume's effect will resolve. It will set that Link Slayer face down.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Well, Joseph, once again, you are correct. The effect of Neko Musume still notices. Despite it not being on the field itself, it still notices the Lantern is another Ghostrick monster you control. So the condition required for Neko Musume's effect to resolve is still true. Therefore, the opponent's Link Slayer will be set face down. And that puts you at 2 for 3. 5 more questions to go. How do you feel going into the rest of this quiz?
So far, you've asked me questions about cards that are simple, but I know that Ghostrick pool is extremely deep, and one of these guys is going to be like a card that's never received problem-solving card text that has an alt-win condition applied to it.
That makes a lot of sense. You do know your Ghostrick cards based on your, your 10-minute testing with Ghostrick shows your expertise on the deck.
This Ghostrick card of all time is Utopic Draco Future.
All right, let's run it with question number 4. So here, you control 2 copies of Ghostrick Lantern. In your hand, you have Book of Moon, and your opponent controls in their hand, has in their hand, a no material. In this situation, you are going to be XC summoning using both your Ghostrick Lanterns to make a Ghostrick Dullahan. Your opponent is going to on-summon use the effect of their no material in order to target your Dullahan in order to make it so that you cannot use that Dullahan for any form of extra deck summoning or be tributed, to which you are going to chain Book of Moon targeting your Dullahan. On resolution of this chain, are you allowed to use your Ghostrick Dullahan in order to attempt to link summon Ghostrick Festival, which reads that you are able to link summon it by using a face-down Ghostrick monster you control?
I'm going to say that you can.
You are saying that you can use the Ghostrick Dullahan in order to make a Ghostrick Festival? All right, is that your final answer?
This is my final answer.
All right, Joseph. Well, you are incorrect. You cannot use the Ghostrick Dullahan in this scenario in order to make the Ghostrick Festival. Now, this is a very neat interaction that does not come up very often. Had your Ghostrick Dullahan been no materialed on summon, the no material resolved, and after no material resolved would get booked, you would be able to make the Ghostrick Festival because that restriction applied to it by the no material would be removed. However, if you chain a Book of Moon to the no material, booking your Dullahan, when the no material resolves, the monster that you have on the field is still that monster.
Yeah, this is bullshit. Yeah, for sure. Are you kidding me?
This is literally something that would only ever come up in exactly this scenario.
This is why I wasn't playing this card in my Ghostrick deck. It's too weak to no material.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, no material is a very, very insane card. Are you ready, Joseph, to get into question number 5?
I guess. I suppose so.
All right, let's run it with question number 5. In this scenario, you control a Ghostrick Angel of Mischief that is currently on 9 Xyz materials. Your opponent controls a face-up skill drain, and you have overlay regen in your hand. Here, you will activate the overlay regen in order to equip it, to attach it, I should say, to your Ghostrick Angel of Mischief. In this situation, while under skill drain, will your Ghostrick Angel of Mischief win the duel due to its text that reads, when the number of Xyz materials on this card becomes 10, you win the duel.
It's just like so clearly a no. Well, here's the deal.
Okay.
You know, you can't strike Exodia the Forbidden One. It just sort of happens. But I can't really pull from a pool of existing alt win conditions because they are all just worded so differently and do such different things. There are some cards like Phantasm Spiral Assault that just give you like a really strange condition that you have forever. There's some cards like Exodia that you can't interact with at all, and it's making me think, is it possible that alt win conditions aren't effects? They're conditions. It's just not, it's not treated as an effect. For that reason, it wouldn't be negated by skill drain. Oh my god.
The pizza will give you the power to find the answer. I believe in you.
It has to. I think I have a question that would not be coaching that I would like to ask the judge.
What is the question you would like to ask the judge?
Is an alternate win condition an effect?
I feel like if I answer that, I just literally give you the answer to the question.
That's why I asked it. That's why.
So I'm gonna go with I'm not answering that one. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm not answering that one. You may keep your lifeline. I will let you like literally squirm just a little bit more on this question if you want to keep doing so.
No, I'm just gonna fire it off. You would not have put this in here if it was just an easy no. I'm gonna say the alt win condition does apply and you win the game.
All right, final answer.
No answer.
All right, Joseph. Well, you are correct. Here you will indeed win the duel via the effect of the Ghostrick Angel of Mischief. Now, you actually found the reasoning as to why you do win the game here. All of the alternate win conditions are not treated as effects. So because they are not treated as effects, then Skill Drain, which only negates effects, will not negate that portion of text on Ghostrick Angel of Mischief. And you're currently 3 for 5. 3 more questions to go. Are you ready to get into question number 6, Joseph?
Yeah.
All right, Joseph, these only get increasingly harder, so this should be fun. Let's get into question number 6. You control a Ghostrick Festival and a face-down Ghost Trick or Treat, the newest trap card to have been released. Your opponent controls a Psychic and Punisher while they have less life points than you do. In this situation, you're going to be activating the Ghost Trick or Treat that you have face down, targeting your opponent's Psychic and Punisher. Now, Ghost Trick or Treat reads, for the rest of this turn, that face-up monster cannot attack, its effects are negated, also it is changed to face-down defense position during the end phase. How is the effect applied of Ghost Trick or Treat if you target your opponent's Psychic and Punisher?
I hate Psychic and Punisher. Okay, so Ghostrick or Treat is one of those extremely stupid cards that makes your opponent do something. And this type of effect interacts really poorly with cards that are unaffected by opponents' card effects. Oh, man. It's really tantalizing to be like, its effects aren't negated, but it's set during the end phase. I can't imagine a scenario in which that would happen.
Okay. Okay.
The thing that's complicating this is like, what is an activated effect?
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so the conjunction here is a little fucky. The word also, if I recall correctly, I could be screwing this up, means that not necessarily does the first part of the condition have to be fulfilled for the second part to be fulfilled.
You can always ask the judge if you want confirmation on that one.
That literally does not matter to me. I feel like even if the monster can still attack and its effects are not negated, it's going to be changed to face down defense position at the end of the turn. If we get there, I mean, you could probably just attack, right? I'm going to do something I never ever wanted to do.
Oh, are we asking the Twitch chat, Joseph?
Yeah. Chat, what do you think's going to happen?
You are asking the Twitch chat. So the way this is going to work is we're going to be making a poll. You can word the poll however you like, and you can give them the options of your choice. Please tell me, Joseph, how you would like to poll the Twitch chat here.
How does Ghostrick or Treat work?
How does Ghostrick or Treat work? First option?
Psychic End Punisher is unaffected.
Okay.
Psychic End Punisher is unaffected but flips during the end phase.
Anything else?
Psychic End Punisher is negated and flips during end phase.
Okay.
Now, necessary question when dealing with Twitch chat. The necessary response, rather. Fourth option, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, that's pretty smart. Ladies and gentlemen of the chat, you may vote by casting 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the Twitch chat. Here are your answers. So 1 for Punisher is unaffected, 2 for Punisher is unaffected but flips face down in end phase, 3 for Punisher is negated and flips in end phase, and 4 for I don't know. Currently, as the poll is standing, 60% of chat is voting for I don't know. Would you like me to close the poll and give you the final results?
Give it like 10 more seconds.
All right, 10 more seconds, chat. All
I
right,
mean,
we are closing the poll here. So the final result on the poll, I don't know, is the highest score with 194 votes. 123 votes saying that Punisher is unaffected but flips in the end phase. 20 votes for Punisher is completely unaffected, and 18 votes for Punisher is negated and flips during the end phase.
It's the most by like several orders of magnitude. If you all are wrong about this, you're the dumbest motherfuckers on How many people in the chat are spamming Joel? I just need to know how many Farfa viewers are in the audience. Right
there
now.
is actually no one currently spamming Joel, because here they get banned if they do.
All right, let's get some fish molies going. I'm going to say
fish moly.
Psychic End Punisher is unaffected but flips during the end phase. I'm going to go with the chat's response.
And that is your final answer, trusting the Twitch chat with your life here.
Yes.
Joseph, you are correct. Here, the Psychic End Punisher is completely able to attack, and its effects are not negated. However, that final effect of Ghostrick or Treat is not one that is treated as an activated effect, because that effect does not apply immediately when the card resolves. It is on a delay and applies at a later point. Joseph, currently 4 for 6. You are now going into the final 2 questions. Are you ready for the hardest ones that we have for you in this quiz, Joseph?
Yeah, I guess I am.
All right, let's run it with question number 7. Your opponent controls a face-up Star Eater and have an H-heated heart in their hand. You have a Ghostrick Mansion face-up, which reads that monsters cannot attack face-down defense position monsters, but they can attack directly, and all battle and effect damage is inflicted by monsters other than Ghostrick monsters is halved. You also have a face-down Ghostrick Lantern. Here your opponent will be activating the H-heated heart, targeting their Star Eater. At this point, they're going to be entering the battle phase and declaring a direct attack with the Star Eater. At this point, how is the effect of Ghostrick Mansion applied?
So the issue here is the only Star Eater experience that I have is with the goddamn progression series.
Now this is the correct place to get your rulings from the official SEMO video.
Oh, man. And I know they played it wrong in that one.
Okay.
Okay. So, shockingly, I have an analog for H Heated Heart,
Okay.
which is fucking Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind. So, if H Heated Heart works like Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind, Star Eater will drop to 3,200 once it is no longer affected by other cards.
Okay.
The thing that's screwing me up is, what on earth is the text on Mansion? It just applies this like blanket effect to like the field or the player or this weird unclassified thing that we don't talk about or whatever. You know, there's a couple of ways you can get out of this scenario. You could say the player's being affected. You could say like the damage is being affected. I feel like the Star Eater can attack directly.
It's already declared a direct attack here, so I can tell you are right. It is declaring a direct attack here.
And I think it will deal half damage. There's just a question of if that ultimate damage is 1850 because it's being boosted by H Heated Heart, 1600 because it's no longer affected by the pump spell. It's so goddamn dumb. I am going to say that Star Eater. I hate this so much. I'm going to say Star Eater no longer affected by H Heated Heart. Attack directly. It will deal half damage, a total of 1,600 damage.
Is that your final answer, Joseph?
Final answer.
All right, Joseph. You are incorrect here. Now allow me to blow your mind. When the Star Eater declares a direct attack here, it immediately becomes unaffected by all of the effects of Ghostrick Mansion, making it so that attacking directly is no longer a legal attack target. So here, a replay occurs, at which point the Star Eater can declare an attack on the face-down Ghostrick Lantern. In this situation, the H-Heated Heart is still applying on the Star Eater because since it has already applied, it is a lingering effect that is applied to it. The Star Eater will inflict 3,700 points of piercing battle damage over the opponent's Ghostrick Lantern.
I think that I got every part of that question wrong. I think I could not have done worse on that one.
So Joseph, you are currently 4 for 7. You can go here for the 5 out of 8, matching your score from the last season. Or if you miss the final question of this quiz, you tie Sam at 4 out of 8. Joseph, are you ready to get into question number 8?
Sure, why not? I got nothing to lose here.
All right, let's run it with the final question, number 8. You control a Ghostrick Ghoul, a Ghostrick Dullahan, and a Ghostrick Skeleton. In this situation, you use the effect of Ghostrick Ghoul targeting your Ghostrick Dullahan, making its attack pump up to 3,300 until the end of the opponent's next turn. At this point, you will activate the effect of your Ghostrick Dullahan, and you are going to be using the Ghostrick Dullahan targeting itself here. After this turn ends, what is the attack value of Ghostrick Dullahan?
Okay, I would like to cash in my Ask a Judge question.
All right, we are asking the judge. What would you like to ask, Joseph?
I have just activated the effect of Ghostrick Ghoul targeting my Dullahan.
Yeah,
and
okay.
Dullahan's effect targeting itself.
Uh-huh.
What is the attack of Ghostrick Dullahan?
At that given point?
The end of the turn. I'll proceed to end phase.
Oh, so you're asking me to give you the answer here.
Is that okay? Can I do
See, I was down to tell you what the attack of Ghostrick Dullahan was after its effect applies to itself, but I'm not giving you the final answer, no.
Okay, you know what? Actually, yeah. So after Ghostrick Dullahan's effect applies to itself, what's its current attack?
Okay, so the Ghostrick Ghoul set it to 33. After you apply the effect of the Ghostrick Dullahan to itself to have the attack of the target, so the Ghostrick Dullahan's attack after its effect resolves on itself is 1650.
The only analog I have for this one is Apollosa, and Apollosa sucks. The cards that have or modify the attack of Apollosa also negate its effects, so get into weird territory almost immediately. Oh, man. I am just not going to think about the continuous effect that gives him attack based on how many Ghostricks you control. I think Ghostrick Ghoul setting the monster at 3,300 is, it's just, he chills there. If I mess this up, it's because of some arcane, ridiculous amount of attack points rulings that I am just not familiar with. So I think I am going to, I think I'm going to say 33, final answer.
Final answer, 3,300 attack points. Well, Joseph, congratulations. You have tied Team Samurai X1 as you are incorrect here. And the reason why you are incorrect is because once you apply what is known as a lingering attack and defense modifier that sets to a specific value, and then you apply a second one, the previously applied one stops applying. So in this situation, you use the Ghostrick Ghoul applying to the Ghostrick Dullahan, and then once you use the Dullahan on itself, the Ghostrick Ghoul's effect stops applying to the Ghostrick Dullahan. So at this point, you no longer consider the Ghostrick Ghoul, so you only consider the Dullahan. And at the end of the turn, the Dullahan's effect stops applying, bringing its original attack back down to 1,000, and it gains 600 due to controlling 3 Ghostrick monsters. So the final attack value of the Ghostrick Dullahan after this turn ends is 1,600 attack points. Joseph, you have tied Team Samurai X1 at a whopping 50-50, 4 out of 8 answers correct. I think that you genuinely owe the 3 players that are a part of the Ghostrick community a sincere apology for your 10-minute testing here.
Yeah, I mean, this was a pretty miserable showing. Definitely would have benefited from some study. Did not know that we were doing Ghostricks today. I think I would have just not showed up. That was a good move on your part. I would like to say to the individuals in the Ghostrick community, I'm sorry, but my poor showing here does prove that I am not wrong when I say that you should play as few Ghostricks as possible. I think you should even play less. Like, any scenario where you run up against any of these rulings is just going to be an absolute nightmare. Next Ghostrick profile coming tomorrow. We're cutting everything but one Angel of Mischief in the extra. We're just playing Sprite.
Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube comment section and of the Twitch chat, let me know in the comment section below who you want to see on an upcoming episode of the Yugituber ruling quiz and with what deck. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Peace!